What's up, guys? So just got home from the doctor's office, getting a whole bunch of stuff ready. We'll show you all that in a sec after the video's over. I got some in the mail. I ordered this because Brian was getting into tiny whoops and FPV racing, so I ordered the Eachine E010C. Okay, this comes as the E010, but when they say C, it's because they've added an FPV camera into it. So I'm going to show you what I've got here. So obviously, they stuck this in the bottom in there, so they give you an FPV camera. I believe it's 25 milliwatt, 40 channel VTX, I want to say, 800 TVL. So this is actually pretty decent. The only thing I don't like is that it has an omnidirectional antenna instead of a dipole, because when these things hit the ground, they will bend the living daylights out of omnidirectional, or some of you guys call it cloverleaf. Oops, pull the cat lens off. See if I can get this out of here without messing too much up. We'll just do it like that. How about that? So this is a pretty small camera. It's bigger than my other Eachine E010 series that I have. But like I said, it has this omnidirectional mushroom on top. And these just do not survive crashes very well. So hopefully this camera holds up. But it is what it is. It's nice they send it to you. I mean, this whole thing only costs $45. So it comes with quad props instead of tri props or dual props. Comes with quad props. And I believe it says made in China on the bottom. Go ahead, just remove that sticker. Pull this out. It's very tiny. It doesn't weigh much at all. It'll be interesting to see how much power it pulls. But this one does have the installation for the camera right there on the bottom, so you can plug in the camera. There's a wire somewhere. I see the wire. It's right there. How about that? Boom. So it does come with a wire. This you cannot install Betaflight on or any of those. So there's no changing of the flight controller at all that I can visibly see. It's basically stabilized flight mode like the Bugs 3, but I hear it still has a lot of power. So I wasn't impressed by the flight time. I saw Quadcopter 101 review the Eachine E010, and he had the C version, but it only got 2 minutes of flight time on a 150 milliamp battery. So this is a 45C 3.7 150 milliamp. So what I went ahead and did is ordered some nasty angry batteries from Turnigy. These are 260 milliamp at 35 to 70 C output ratio. So these are also 3.7 volt. These are going to be angry. I should get around 5 minutes of flight time as opposed to the 2 minutes and 15 seconds that this one gets me. I can tell you this battery weighs more, and it feels like it's more solid made. So that's good. But anyways, pretty simple little setup here. I believe when I uninstall all this, and actually what I think was I was mistaking for the camera plug-in is not the camera plug-in. The camera plug-in is on top here. The one I was pointing at is actually the battery plug-in. Let's go ahead and pull this hood cowl off, and there's the plug-in for the camera. So the one they send you looks like 3M double tape. I'm actually going to hot glue it in place just to see how things go. My hot glue, it shouldn't affect the board at all. And if it does pull off, I can just reheat it and set it back down again. So we'll go ahead and give a little hot glue a chance first. I'm going to aim this up because every video I've seen of people just like 3M taping this down or using Velcro, you can see all of this right here. Really horrible. It makes it hard to fly. So we're going to go ahead and get my little hot glue gun out. We're going to aim this up and see if we can make the FPV a little better. So I bought a nasty little setup here. It's really nice. The Turnigy batteries, I got 3 of these 260 milliamp upgrades for $20. So they were actually a little bit expensive. And then it comes with the stock battery, which most likely will not be used very much, maybe another project or something. I also will not be flying it as the standard stock with the hood cowl on there because obviously the idea is to go FPV. And we're going to be using the VRD2s up here behind me for recording. It's not big enough to hold a camera, so we're not going, or like a decent run cam or anything. And then it comes with one of these awesome little controllers, which probably has about 50 to 60 feet of range. So what I'm going to do is pull this transmitter apart, and we're going to see if we can move the antenna to the outside, and I'm going to see if I can maybe get a little more range out of the antenna by adding an extra wire in there, making it a little bit longer. So we'll see what we can do with this. I do want to do a range test without the camera and stuff on it first and see what happens. But like I said, stabilized flight modes. Looks like rates, probably flips, and then your basic trims. So, does it feel cheap? Yeah, it feels cheap. Feels chintzy. But I believe this is a DMG. So you have DSM and then you have DMG. I believe this is a DMG, so I could probably connect different transmitters to this. that might work for it. So if I had like a E010 or a E010C, they may be able to connect to it. We'll have to see. And then comes with an extra set of props, which is really nice. Not that I'm going to need them. This is an indoor flyer, but I want to see if we can actually, with the upgraded batteries, be able to fly this outside a little more aggressively and take it on an actual decent little flight. Everything looks like it's fairly simple to work on. It looks like a tiny whoop. I mean, that's the idea. It's got that tiny whoop look and feel to it. So, camera will be mounted on top. Pretty easy little setup. Comes with your standard USB battery charger, it looks like, for these things. So, this is going to be fun. I will be DVRing all my flights, so once I get good in the house, I'll be able to kind of, lay on my bed, take off, show me, and then kind of cruise the house. I see a lot of those videos. They look pretty cool, so of course, Dan wants to do it now. Drone Worship's going to give it a shot, so we decided to get into some of these little micro race quads. I ended up giving that, I had a King Kong Smart 100 that I ended up giving to Andrew Brown, and that could install beta flight and clean flight and all those other ones on there, and he actually was flying that in acro mode. So if I start getting good at this, we're definitely going to start buying maybe a Inductrix, because those also, depending on the Inductrix you buy, can install clean flight and acro and all the other stuff. So once I get comfortable with this and start feeling it out, then Brian was telling me it's almost impossible to fly acro inside of a house. Now that could just be his learning curve and his skills versus other people, because I'm sure other people could probably fly acro inside of a house. But I'm sticking with stabilized. On days like today when it's super rainy outside and pouring and you just want to fly, you can get your fix in with something like this. This 25 milliwatt camera with this omnidirectional on top should have no problem cruising around the inside of my house. So we will give this a shot. I just wanted to do a quick unboxing and show you guys that it came in. Like I said, these are Turnigy upgrade batteries, 260 milliamp, 35 to 70C. I think it's 35 to 70C output. And the one that came with it was a 150 milliamp, 3.7 at 45C. So these should be a lot more potent. It should also get more flight time, and it should be a lot more zippy than the batteries that came with it. So, this whole setup right here with the FPV camera and everything that came in the E010 box was only $45. And I'll supply that link below for you guys. And if you want, I will actually supply the upgrade batteries for you too. I didn't want to just get one battery and just go with it. So, I ended up spending, $65 on this little FPV setup for a micro race quad. And an Inductrix is about $150 to $199. So this, I figured, was a good little starter package. See how things go. If I like it, then we'll go ahead and upgrade to one of the better FPV racers, the Inductrix, where you can put the beta line motors in them, the Black Series beta line motors, and make them really fast, and then start doing your outdoor flights around trees and parks and all that kind of fun stuff. So anyways, guys, Drone Worship, and I'm out. Toodaloo!